move up. Okay. Yes.
Ask for an order for trial release for Mr. Douglas Rakama.
How about now? Is the audio?
Mr. Williams, can you hear me?
Now we can.
They can hear me now.
Okay, awesome.
So what did you do, or what's the issue with that?
In courtroom 2,
Yeah.
they have a preset manager.
Okay.
It needs to be in the VTC mode, so it's normal, but it's a particular mode that allows that
Where
routes the
is
audio.
that, or how do I tell them that they need to do that?
In that courtroom, if you don't mind holding, I can get the answer specifically because Paul set that up the other day.
Okay, good. That way we don't have to keep calling. Okay.
Yeah, hold 1 second.
Thank
I'll
you.
find out for you.
Thank you.
We're gonna do the attorney case.
Ms. Bernstoff, do you have an order?
I know the order usually is from. Do you give the order? Please.
Is Mr. Rakama represented by the public defender?
Hello?
Yes.
Yes. So Paul instructed me that the normal on the Crestron touch panel in that courtroom should activate the VTC mode properly.
VTC mode. All right, got it. Thank you, Jermaine.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Bye-bye. All right. Can y'all hear me? Yes, ma'am. Okay. So I just spoke with AV, and in the future, if you're unable to hear us, you need to go up to the panel that we normally use, the Creston panel, and it needs to be on normal mode so that the VTC is activated. So if you have a problem with hearing us, just go up to that normal panel that we use and make sure it's on the normal mode.
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right. Okay, so yes, the public defender is appointed on Mr. Rakama's case, so I'll have you prepare the order, Ms. Fowler, that will need to be entered. And what are you requesting?
I'm requesting an order for mental health for trial release.
Okay, and where is Mr. Rakama going to be living?
He will be living at College Place.
Okay. So I think what I would put in the order is that he'll live at College Place, maintain contact with his attorney, take all medications as prescribed by his doctor, attend all court hearings and medical appointments as required, no possession of weapons or firearms, and not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. So I'll grant that. And then as soon as I get the order, I'll sign it and he can be released to mental health. So he'll go straight from the unit to College Place? Okay. All right. Thank you.
Can I ask a question, please?
Sure.
I'm a little bit confused for some reason. Usually we get the order from mental health for trial release, the clerk puts it, and then I get an order from mental health for trial release. Is that going to happen?
I don't know. I don't, I've had it so infrequently Are you saying it's just like a normal court minutes order?
I believe that's what it is. In the past, the judge would order the defendant to be in a mental health pretrial release, and then the clerk would put up the order for mental health pretrial release. And if you recall in the past, there was like sort of like a contract that the patient had to sign, agreeing to take all the medications, no alcohol or drugs, and they won't violate any. That's what they have to sign before they get released. But that's on our part that we have them sign that.
Right, but you have that contract, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. I'll have to check. I don't know of that particular order that you're talking about. Do you have a copy of the one?
Yes, I do.
Oh, could I see it, please?
May I?
Sure. Thank you. Yes, I remember these, but I'm talking about the actual, the order that you received from the clerk. Do you have one of those?
It usually says mental health pretrial release.
Not an initial appearance, but it should be on the IA order.
Right.
But this is a recent, so.
I know, but the paperwork the orders that they have are they're like initial appearance. They look like, do yours look like this?
Yes. and
It
what they-
does?
And what they do is, here, we just do mental health pretrial.
Oh, okay. Can we do that?
I can do that.
Okay. All right, we can do that. Yes. No. So,
I'm gonna do it.
okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I see. Okay.
Because it depends on who you're in. But
Okay.
I need the case number and
All right.
I'll just
It's
click
20
continuing.
MM.
Stuff I need.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
20 MM 763.
AO.
Yes.
Okay.
So, do you want her to come get that later?
Yeah.
Okay. Ms. Burns, you'll have to get that order later. The clerk's gonna do it, but she can't do it right now. So I don't know if there's like an inter-office jail mail that you can send it through, or you can just come to the clerk's office maybe.
If she
to
just wait a few minutes, I'll get it typed up.
Oh, okay. Just wait a few minutes. Okay, thank you. All right.
Just enough with no alcohol, all that stuff.
You want me to say it to you as you go?
You have it right now.
Not well.
Okay, what was it again?
He has to live at College Place.
Okay.
No alcohol, no controlled substances without a valid prescription. Take all medications prescribed. Follow all doctors' recommendations. Attend all court proceedings. No weapons.
Thank you.
Yeah. Are you okay with me starting?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right then. Okay. We are gonna go ahead and get started on the regular docket. Could I have the attorneys place their appearances on the record, please?
Patricia Follow, the Office of Public Defender.
Scott Butcher to speak.
Thank you. Okay. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning,
Thank you for
Your
your
Honor.
Thank you for your patience. Can you see and hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Tell me your name, please.
My name is Nigel Cole Long.
Is this your client, Mr. Ellie?
What was the name?
Mr. Cole?
No, my client is Alfredo Salina.
Dr. Newbrook.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Mr. Cole, sir, you are here in case number 19 CF 11260. It's alleged that you violated your probation by committing the new offense of battery by strangulation, domestic violence, false imprisonment, and battery. Your bond is set at none. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. And you're going to see a judge in the next 7 to 10 days, sir.
Does that mean I can't bond out?
You have to have your lawyer file a bond motion in Division 19.
Who is he? Because right now I'm in lockdown for something I didn't do.
Okay.
So
Who's your lawyer?
I'm not sure. I guess her name
You have the public defender.
Shantae Perry.
I don't know the exact lawyer that it's assigned to your case, but their office, you can contact their office and they'll be able to tell you that.
Okay, but you said they'd be to see me in 7 days?
Right. Well, that's not for the bond hearing. That would be for your arraignment.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Your name, please?
Betty Lindsay.
Miss Lindsay, this is 19 CF 6264. It's alleged, ma'am, that you have violated your probation by committing the new law offense of aggravated assault with a firearm in case number 20 CF 2916. There's probable cause, ma'am. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond is going to be set at none.
Your Honor, I have a son that's at home with cerebral palsy and he's autistic. I'm asking if I can get a bond and be set to be on house arrest or something.
Ma'am, I am not legally allowed to give you a bond at this time. You are a violent felony offender of special concern. Ma'am, I'm just telling you what the law is. You have to have your lawyer file a motion
I don't even
in
have a
Division
lawyer.
12. Yes, you do. I just appointed the public defender to represent you. You have to have your lawyer file a motion because they have to have a complete hearing regarding your bond.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Frazier?
Yeah.
Mr. Frazier, this is 19 Amendment 8124. You failed to appear for the offense of trespass on property other than a structure or a conveyance. How many days does Mr. Frazier have?
39.
39 days. Ms. Fowler, is there any reason why Mr. Frazier cannot resolve his case today? All right, Mr. Frazier, do you want to enter a plea? Pardon me? Okay, I'm having problems hearing you.
Yes, ma'am.
There you go. Okay. And Mr. Frazier, you're not on probation?
No, ma'am.
All right. And you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you read the plea form before court?
No, ma'am.
You didn't have a chance. Did they show you the plea form?
No, ma'am.
Can Mr. Frazier get a plea form, please? Thank you. Mr. Frazier, do you need help with that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, so I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 39 days in jail. You have credit for 39 days time served. You will have to pay court costs, which will be due by March 19th of 2021. You're not to return to the scene of the trespass, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence, sir. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you Ms. Carter?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is 18 MM 2615. This is your arraignment for possession of drug paraphernalia. Is there any reason Ms. Carter can't resolve her case? All right, Ms. Carter, did you want to enter a plea this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you look at the plea form before court?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have any questions about any of the rights on the form?
No, ma'am.
All right, are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
And you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 9 days in jail. You have credit for 9 days time served. You will have to pay court costs. Those are due by March 19th of 2021.
Okay, I have another case pending,
Okay.
so I don't know.
Well, I don't know, what other case does Ms. Carter have?
Possession of cocaine.
Okay, so I can't handle that case for you. I don't know what the status of that case is. You'll have to talk to your lawyer about it, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me your name.
It's Alfredo Salina.
Mr. Salina, this is 15 CF 9354. It is alleged that you have violated your probation by falsely reporting your address, changing your residence without getting permission, and not following the instructions of your probation. Was this your case?
This is mine.
I'm sorry, Mr. Alley. Good morning. And by failing to comply with the instructions given by your probation officer. Again, good morning.
Good morning. I've actually spoken to the prosecutor that's handling this case. Her name is Stephanie Reyes.
Okay.
Mr. Salina has been on probation for about 4 years and 5 months. He's on a 4-year and 6-month term of probation. He's completed all the conditions. This case, I provided an email to Mr. Northridge. This case is more than likely going to result in the state dismissing the violation of probation and Mr. Salina being admonished for the technical violation.
Okay.
But since we can't necessarily do that today, the state is in agreement with him getting a bond.
Okay.
And I provided an email to Mr. Northridge from Ms. Reyes, who's the ASA on the case, agreeing that he be given a monetary bond at this time.
Judge, it's all correct. Ms. Reyes is interested in Your Honor assessing a bond in Your Honor's discretion.
Okay. It looks like this is his only case.
This is it. He
Okay.
doesn't have any new law offenses. It's a technical violation for not reporting his changed address, which actually I have an
But
email
this is
saying
the
that
only
he did.
conviction that he has.
And he wasn't even convicted. It's a withhold. So
All right. I'm going to set bond at $2,500.
thank you, Your Honor.
I would normally say that you're to report to probation, but I don't think they're reporting. So you need to maintain contact with your lawyer, sir. That way you know exactly the status of everything and when you do need to be back in court.
Right. As soon as I can get in front of Judge Beamer, I will.
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you. Mr. Salinas, did you have a question, sir?
I didn't hear. Sorry.
Your bond is set at $2,500 and you need to maintain contact with your lawyer.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Thank you.
A moment there.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me your name.
Moses Rivera.
How about Mr. Pernicano?
Young man here.
Oh, okay. And then tell me your name again.
Moses Rivera.
Oh, it's a writ?
Yes.
Do you have that paperwork?
That's important. I don't have it.
He's gonna have to come back in courtroom, courtroom 1.
Okay.
That we don't have the paperwork.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Tell me your name.
Salvatore Philip Pernicano, Jr.
Sir, this is 17 CF 10288.
Yes, ma'am.
It is alleged that you have violated your probation by using cocaine. Your bond is set at none, sir. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. You'll see a judge in the next 7 to 10 days, sir.
So I don't have a,
You do not have a bond. You have to have your lawyer file a motion in Division 17. Thank you.
Judge, I'm sorry. May I ask which person it was that we just dealt with?
That's okay. Mr. Pernicano?
Thank you.
Sure. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
Tell me your name.
Taquanis Pugh, ma'am.
Mr. Pugh, you're here in 18 CF 11239. It's alleged that you violated your probation by failing to successfully complete a post-adjudicatory treatment-based drug court program. Your bond is set at none. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You'll see a judge in the next 7 to 10 days, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
morning.
Good morning.
Are you Mr. Ramirez?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Ramirez, you have 3 cases this morning. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in all of the cases. You were arrested in 20 CF 3671 for attempted burglary of a conveyance carrying a concealed firearm in possession of a counterfeit credit card. There is probable cause, sir. As I said, I'll appoint the public defender. You're not to have any contact with the victim or witnesses. You're not to return to the scene of the offense. Bond on count 1 is $150. Bond on count 2 is $2,500. Bond on count 3 is $150. I'm revoking the bond in 20 CF 2649. That will be set at none. There's a probable cause for the violations of probation in 19 CF 7816 and 19 CF 6662. Bond on the VOPs will be set at none, sir. You'll have to have your lawyer file bond motions for those cases. Thank you.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name?
Strepo?
Sir, this is 17 CF 8805. It is alleged that you have violated your probation by committing a new law offense of driving with a license suspended and refusal to give a breath. There's probable cause for the violation of probation. I'll appoint the public defender. Your bond is set at none. You'll see a judge in the next 7 to 10 days, sir. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me your name.
Derek Talleyrand.
Mr. Talleyrand, this is 19 CF 6545. You were arrested for violation of probation by failing to attend and complete the aggressive driving class within 60 days. It's also alleged that you have not done your community service or the impulse control class or paid your fines and fees. Your bond is set at none. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You're going to see a judge in the next 7 to 10 days, sir. Thank you. Good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Antonio Cruz.
Sir, this is 17MM 5769. You failed to appear for trial on the offense of resisting officer without violence. Is there any reason that Mr. Cruz cannot resolve this case today? How many days does Mr. Cruz have? 19. Mr. Cruz, did you want to enter a plea?
No, I don't.
You do not. Okay. Your bond is $5,000, sir. Thank you. Good morning. Ma'am, this is 19MM 9536. You failed to appear for a plea hearing on March 9th. Your bond is $1,000. State, did you have any notes about what that plea agreement was originally?
Judge, I do not at this moment. I can try to look it up and see what I can find out.
Do you know if there's any restitution in the case?
I can look it up, Judge. It'll just take me a minute.
Sure. I would need to know if there's any restitution or cost of investigation, please. Ma'am, did you want to resolve your case today?
I'm really not sure how all this works. This is my first time ever being in a courtroom.
Okay.
I'd like to resolve it if that's possible. I currently don't have any way to pay my bond.
Okay.
So
it's weird that her face sheet says that she has a conviction for battery, but then it's not up in the, like, on the listed convictions. Do you see what I'm saying, Courtney?
It might be out of state.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay.
Judge, I can't find any notes as to whether or not there is restitution owed. I do know that the victim was Walmart.
Okay. Let me
That's not all I can
see
tell
if I
from
can.
this moment. I apologize.
That's okay. So, Miss Singh, if you wanted to resolve your case today, I would withhold adjudication, so there would not be a formal conviction. How many days does Miss Singh have? You said 9?
Ms. Singh has 2 days.
I would sentence you to 2 days in jail. You have credit for 2 days time served. You have to pay court costs. And I'm looking right now to see if there's any restitution
Okay.
to Walmart. I don't.
Judge, it looks like it either would not be restitution, because I'm reading the facts of the case. It looks like a loss prevention officer confronted the defendant and recovered the stolen items, so there should not be any restitution.
Okay, and I see it was a notice to appear. Okay, so did you want to do that, Ms. Singh?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and you're not on probation?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I will accept your plea. I'm going to withhold adjudication, sentence you to 2 days in jail, give you credit for 2 days time served. You do have to pay court costs, which will be due by March 19th of 2021. Make sure that you pay your court costs, otherwise your driver's license will get suspended.
Okay. Yes, Your
Okay?
Honor.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Tell me your name.
Brittany Thorpe.
Miss Thorpe, you are here in 20MM31. Looks like you violated your pretrial release. You failed to, what did you fail to appear for? Pretrial conference. Okay. The capias is to ROR her. Ms. Thorpe, do you want to resolve your case today? Okay. And how many days does Ms. Thorpe have?
4.
Is there any reason Ms. Thorpe can't resolve her case? All right. Ms. Thorpe, are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you, I'm sorry, say that again?
4 days.
Sentence you to 4 days in jail. You've got credit for 4 days time served. You will have to pay court costs, which will be due by March 19th of 2021.
Yes,
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me your name, please.
Gerald Destramp.
Sir, you're here in 20 CT 1898. This is your arraignment for the offense of driving under the influence. Ms. Fowler, is he going to enter a plea of not guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Destramp, your next court date is going to be April 6th. Is this a new one? Ooh, I'm gonna throw these ones away. Yes, April 6th at 1 p.m. in courtroom 7C. It's Judge Shoemaker.
Okay, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Oh, shoot. Can we bring Mr. Destramp back?
Sorry, ma'am.
No, that's okay, sir. I missed one of your cases. You have 20 CT 1899, driving while license suspended.
Yes.
That case will also be heard in Division 80 on April 6th at 1 p.m. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. Your name?
Rashard Isom.
Mr. Isom, this is 20 CT 460. You were, this is your arraignment for operating a car without a valid driver's license. You are represented by the public defender. Can Mr. Isom resolve his case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. He what?
No, county probation for Lake County.
Oh, okay. So, Mr. Isom, I was just informed that you are on probation in Lake County. Is that correct? All right. So you're not going to want to resolve this case today because that would violate your probation.
Yes, ma'am.
Likely. Okay. So I'm going to give you another court date for this case.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Isom, you are going to be, yes, thank you, Denise. In Division 62, your pretrial conference is May 7th at 8:30 a.m. It's Judge Cameron.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, your name?
Gene Parliament.
What is it?
Gene Parliament.
Yeah. I don't. What is it?
It's driving under the influence.
All right, do you have a case number?
19 CT 5350.
So it's a VOP?
Yes.
Oh, I think I saw you earlier this week, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so you've already been sentenced.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Why I'm back here.
I don't know. It was a mistake.
Oh wow.
All right, sir. Thank you.
And can you state it again? What's the sentences again?
You got 120 days.
All right. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Good morning.
Morning.
Your name?
Miguel Rutort.
Mr. Retort, you are here in 20 CT 1983 for driving while license suspended. This is your arraignment. Is there any reason why Mr. Retort cannot resolve his case?
He's on parole.
He's on parole. Mr. Retort, I was just told you're on parole, is that correct? All right, so you're not going to want to resolve your case today because I don't know how it would affect that status. Do you understand?
Correct.
Okay. So, Mr. Retort, I'm going to give you a court date. You're going to be in Division 83. That's Judge Clark. Pretrial conference is April 6th at 8 a.m.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, and I think that concludes the courtroom 2, session 1 docket?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then court will be in recess.
Yeah, why you do it? Want to do it.
That's why I was standing right what they do. No, they was kicked. Square right on the wall, right? It'll be all on that wall. And they be leaning all on that wall and that thing. That is something serious. Now we got to go over there. I take my little book, you know, so I can.
We just focus on the backyard because that's what we spend most of our time anyway, hanging out back. We go out there, sit down, shoot shit, talk shit, listen to some music, watch a little TV out there. Unless it's too cold or too hot, you know. Yeah. We get me one of them. Yeah, you know, like, every weekend we go to Exactly. Grilled chicken is good. I like grilled chicken. Just gotta find some grilled chicken now. I mean some chicken, cause them jokers buying them chickens like it ain't gonna never be no more chicken.
I bet you that place on Michigan ain't got jack in there.
Oh nah, they don't went through that thing. No, they don't went through that. But that other stuff like fresh vegetables, all that, you can get all that. Oh yeah. Don't buy one more vegetables. You know what I'm saying? Real diet. Close out this fish. Well, my wife, I said, you know, Saturday morning we probably, if she don't go to work, I don't know if I'm coming or not. Saturday morning I was like, let's go down, be at Costco at right when they open at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whatever it is they open. Be at the doorway. Go right on back there to the meat section, man. They should have plenty in there. I'm sure they're gonna restock after they close.
I think now, since Amy's moving, I can buy me a deep freezer and put it in my garage.
I asked a guy at Walmart the other day. I say, well, what time your trucks normally come? And y'all put stuff out, because some people got work. So I mean, if I could send somebody here when y'all put your truck out, he had nerve to say, oh, we don't really have like a set time. When I was like, dude, I used to work at Target. I know truck comes same time every day. Trucks ain't coming, except for Christmas, when you're getting 2, sometimes 3 trucks a day. But trucks come same time every day, man. But I was like, I understand. They probably told y'all don't tell nobody. So, but I bet you got all your stuff. I bet you got what you need. You know what I'm saying? Because if you off, I bet you done came up or you done sent somebody to come up here and pick up whatever. Put your stuff off to the side before it come out the truck good. That's what I used to do when you work there. I'm gonna put this on here. Take that to the register in a little bit. Sure. They don't know. They don't have a set time. Stop playing.
Oh, Lord.
Yesterday I had Cheney in here with me. Cheney's a nice person, but Lord, she aggravates me. She just really aggravates me.
What's she doing?
It's like yesterday, and I ain't want to tell nobody how to work, where to be, what to do, whatever. Normally, there's one person on each side of the podium, right? So, over here, she's standing over there.
Can you hear me and see me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Great, okay. And then could I have the attorneys place their appearances on the record, please?
Good morning, Lakeisha Hayden, Office of
Scott, official of the state.
Thank you very much. Sir, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Tell me your name, please.
Nelson Perez.
Mr. Perez, you are here in case number 20 CF 3646. You were arrested for battering a law enforcement officer, resisting officer without violence, disorderly conduct, and misuse of a 911 system. There's probable cause, sir. I'm appointing the public defender to represent you. You're not to return to the scene. Your bond on count 1 is $2,500. Bond on count 2, 3, and 4 is $100, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. Your name?
Good morning. Mark Thomas Ammon.
Mr. Ammon, this is 20 CF 3677. You were arrested for violation of protection order with 2 or more prior convictions. The state has actually filed a 1-count information charging you with the same. Sir, you are not to have any contact with the victims that are the subject of the injunction in 16 DR 4700. You are not to possess any weapons or any firearms. Your bond is $5,000, sir.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
Who are the people that you're speaking of? I don't understand why there's still an injunction. My sister has been visiting my mother's house while I was living there. She didn't abide by the rules of the injunction herself, so why is she now trying to enforce
I
the
can't
injunction?
answer that question for you,
And
sir. You're going to have to talk to your
Who is the
lawyer.
other person you're speaking of?
It's your mother and your sister.
My mother and my sister?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes.
Jody Cataract.
Good morning, sir. Your name?
Jody Cataract.
Sir, this is 20 CF 3693. You were arrested for possession of methamphetamine. I wonder why that's doing that. Can you see and hear me still?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You were arrested for possession of methamphetamine. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. At this time, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. You need to maintain contact with your lawyer and attend all court dates, sir. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
I'm also being held for a FTA anyway.
You are?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yes. You also have 19 CF 10864. You failed to appear on a possession of cocaine matter for sentencing. You'll have to have your lawyer file a motion in Division 12 to get you in front of that judge, sir, okay?
It's the same lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, she was appointed public defender.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Why does that keep shorting out? Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name?
Noel Allen Schuler.
Mr. Schuler. Sir, you're here in 20 MO 504. You were arrested for disorderly conduct. There's probable cause, sir. Did you want to resolve your case today?
I'd like to.
Okay. Are you on probation?
No.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation?
I am a U.S. citizen.
All right, sir. I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in jail. You have credit for 2 days time served.
Okay.
I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You'll have to pay court costs. Those are going to be due by March 19th of 2021.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, ma'am, or good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me your name.
Sharon Wilkerson.
Miss Wilkerson, you have an out-of-county warrant from Lake County, Florida. Your bond is set at none. Lake County is going to come pick you up and you'll see a judge when you get there.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name, sir?
Oliver Burkoni.
Mr. Barconi, you are here in 19 CF 9480. You failed to appear for a case management conference on February 20th. Your bond, sir, is $2,500. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You need to contact their office within 24 hours of your release from the jail.
So, okay, so what does that supposed to mean?
So your bond is $2,500. If you want to be released from the jail, you're going to have to pay a bond. And when you do, you need to call your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning. Your name?
Shannon Brewer.
Mr. Brewer, this is 19 CF 9965. You failed to appear for pretrial. Your bond is set at none, sir. I'll appoint the public defender. You'll have to have your lawyer file a motion in Division 15. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Tell me your name.
Douglas Wyatt Cunningham.
What is it?
Douglas Wyatt Cunningham.
Thank you. How about Mr. Cruz Rodriguez?
He refused to attend, Your Honor.
All right, and that's 20 CF 3680. I'm going to find a waiver of his appearance based upon his refusal to attend court. He was arrested for possession of heroin. There's probable cause. I'm appointing the public defender. I'm going to release him on his own recognizance at this time. He needs to contact his lawyer within 24 hours of his release from the jail. And you're Mr. Cunningham, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir. You are here in case number 20 CF 3694. You were arrested for possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for the offenses. I will appoint the public defender in all your cases, sir. Your bond on count 1 is going to be $3,500. Bond on count 2 is $100. Bond on count 3 is $100. You also have 20 CF 3112 failing to register. Your bond is $1,000 in that case. I'm not revoking your bond on your out on bond case, but sir, you have reporting requirements when you are released from the jail.
Excuse me, ma'am, on what charge? On what case? I don't understand that. What do you mean?
So you have 3 cases now, right? So you've got the possession of cocaine with intent to sell and deliver. You have that case. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant for failing to register. Your bond is $1,000 on that, and you're out on bond on a failure to register case.
The failure to register bond. That's why I was out on bond, ma'am.
No, now you have 2 though. Now you have 2. So this
They
one.
never told me to re-register once I was on bond.
I don't know what to tell you. You have to talk to your lawyer about that, sir. I'm not here to adjudicate your facts. I'm just telling you what you're here for and what your bond amounts are, okay?
Yes,
all right, sir. Thank you. You do need to register when you're released from the jail. Do you understand?
They never told me that.
I'm telling you now. When you are released from here, you have reporting requirements, so you need to report.
They never told me that before, so I guess.
Sir, do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Good morning, your name?
Randall Daughtry.
Mr. Daughtry, this is 20 CF 26320. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant for armed burglary of a dwelling with a firearm. Was it Mr. Duro here on this case? Okay.
Judge, I believe you had a conflict. That's what he was talking about.
Ms. Haley, did you speak to Mr. Duro? He was an attorney that was here this morning on behalf of Mr. Daughtry.
I didn't speak with him, but Ms. Fowler advised me that he told her he had a conflict.
Okay.
Or he may have had a conflict.
Okay.
So he wasn't able to make argument for Ms. Daughtry.
I see. Okay. So I'll appoint your office then to represent him. All right, Mr. Daughtry, you were arrested pursuant to a warrant for armed burglary of a dwelling, grand theft, third degree, grand theft of a motor vehicle, 4 counts of fraudulent use of personal identification information. Sir, you are not to return to the scene or have any contact with any of the victims in this case or witnesses. Mr. Northridge, were you asking to be heard as to bond on count 1?
Judge, I don't believe that bond is allowed for a burglary with a firearm. I may be mistaken, Your Honor. But I believe that is the law.
So the law is that it is a punishable by life felony, and that if the state can show that there's proof evident or presumption great, then the defendant can be held with no bond, but the state has to meet that initial threshold burden. And then if the state does meet that burden, the judge can then exercise discretion as to whether or not they want to set a bond.
Thank you, Your Honor, for clarifying that.
Sure.
By reading of the case itself, I looked over the facts of it just a little bit. I do see that it establishes, obviously, as Your Honor already found probable cause, that he had a sword as part of this theft and the burglary breaking into the residence. I'd submit that this is a violent crime. There are multiple counts of the crime as well, including stealing a car. I don't know exactly what his background is at this point, Your Honor.
He doesn't have any criminal history.
It doesn't appear that he has a criminal background.
All right.
Judge, I really don't have anything further to add except for the fact that it was established that it was a burglary, and in the course of that burglary, he did steal what I believe to be a Navy sword that could be used as a weapon.
Okay. Ms. Haley, did you want to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. We were just asking that you take in consideration the facts within the affidavit that allegedly Mr. Doherty, as alleged in the affidavit, did not enter the home with the weapon, but it was retrieved as a result of the alleged burglary. Based on that, Your Honor, we would ask you if you would set a reasonable bond as to count.
Okay. So I do think that there is proof evident or presumption great based upon the affidavit. Based upon all the facts that are contained in the affidavit, coupled with his criminal history, I will set a bond as to count 1 at this time. Mr. Daughtry, bond on count 1 is going to be $20,000. Bond on count 2 is going to be $150,000. Bond on count 3, $150,000. Bond on count 4, 5, 6, and 7 will be $100. Do you have any questions at all about the conditions that I've imposed on your release?
So the burglary charge, you just put a bond on that?
I did. $20,000.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about the conditions of release? Meaning you can't return to the scene or have any contact with the witnesses or victims.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. Your name?
Denmark.
Mr. Denmark, sir, you have 3 cases this morning. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you on all of them. You have 20 CF 3361. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant for burglary of a structure, trespass on a construction site, dealing in stolen property, violation of the pawnbroker transaction form, petty theft, and criminal mischief. Bond on count 1, $2,500. I'm staying the bond on counts 2 through 6 at $150. You also have 20 CF 3682. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant for burglary of a structure, grand theft, third degree at a construction site, trespass on a construction site, and grand theft, third degree. Bond on count 1 is $2,500. Bond on count 2, 3, 4 is $150. And then you have $20 CF 3622. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant for burglary of a conveyance, grand theft, third degree, dealing in stolen property, and 3 counts of violating the pawnbroker transaction form. Your bond on count 1 is going to be $2,500. Bond on counts 2 through 6 is going to be $150. You're not to return to the scene of the offense, and you're not on any of the cases, sir, or have any contact with any of the victims. Do you understand? All right, sir. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me your name.
Cole Drake.
Mr. Drake, this is case number 20 CF 3678. You were arrested for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. I'm going to place you on pretrial release with random urinalysis testing, sir. You also have 20 CF 3714. You were arrested for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon pursuant to a probable cause warrant. I'll appoint the public defender in that case as well. Can I put him on PTR for both of the cases together? Okay. You'll be on pretrial release for both of the cases, sir. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. That means I'll be able to get let go today?
Yes, it does.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any conditions for the second case?
No. Oh, no. Actually, yes. Can you please bring back Mr. Drake? Mr. Drake, you're not allowed to possess any weapons or firearms. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Good morning. Your name?
Good morning, Guillermo.
Sir, you're here in 20 CF 3663. You were arrested for burglary of a dwelling. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to have any contact with the victim or return to the scene. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or controlled substances. You'll be tested through pretrial release. Your bond is $2,500. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name?
Hector Lefebvre.
All right. How about Mr. James?
Misbehavior, Your Honor.
All right. His behavior. So that's 20 CF 2866. He was arrested pursuant to a warrant for fleeing and eluding. I'll appoint the public defender to represent him. His bond is $5,000. You're Mr. Lefebvre, is that right?
Lefebvre, ma'am.
Lefebvre, thank you, sir. You were arrested in 20 CF 3568 for armed burglary of an occupied dwelling. I missed that. This was pursuant to a warrant. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Date, were you asking to be heard as to bond?
Judge, at this time, I don't know if I can establish the facts as Your Honor laid out for a case for the state of record for no bond. It doesn't look like he has much of a record. I'm looking at his last conviction on 9/12/2019. I don't have a lot of facts for the current case either, Your Honor, so I'll leave the court's discretion.
Chairman, we defer to the court.
Sir, you are not to return to the scene. You are not to have any contact with the victim or any witnesses in this case. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or controlled substances without a valid prescription. You will be tested through pretrial release. Actually, at this time, I believe that there's proof evident presumption. Great. Mr. Lefebvre, your bond is gonna be set at none. You're gonna have your lawyer file a bond motion in the division in which it's assigned. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Are you still gonna have them check it?
No, you can delete that condition.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Ms. Lohman?
Yes.
Ms. Lohman, you were arrested in 20 CF 3696 for grand theft of a motor vehicle. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in all of your cases today. Your bond is $1,000. You're not to have any contact with the victim. You also have 20 CT 2144 driving while license suspended. There's probable cause for that case, ma'am. Your bond will be $100. I'm revoking the bond in 18 CF 17463. That will be set at none. As well as 17 CF 10690. That will also be set at none. Are those competency issues?
Yeah, if she has reached a point with counsel in that case.
Okay, let me look and see.
It looks like it was to me.
Okay, if they're conditional release cases, then I need to notify the judges who have those cases to make sure she gets put on that docket.
No, it's not conditional. It's R&R. Stuck in this bitch.
You all right, Miss Lohman?
No.
You can't talk like that in court.
Okay.
Yeah, these are conditional release cases. All right, so this is. All right, Ms. Lohman, I'm gonna email the judges on the 2 cases you have on the out on bond cases so that you can get in front of them, okay? Thank you. Good morning.
Hello.
Your name? What is it?
Julius Miles.
All right, Mr. Miles, this is 20 CF 3300. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant for burglary of an occupied dwelling, aggravated stalking after injunction, resisting officer without violence, and violation of a domestic injunction. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. You are not to return to the scene. You're not to have any contact with the victim. You are to abide by the injunction in 19 DR 11297. Your bond on count 1 is $5,000. Your bond on count 2 will be $150. Your bond on count 3, $100. Bond on count 4, $100. Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks.
Good morning, your name?
Good morning. My name is Alfred Ponder.
Mr. Ponder, sir, you are here in case number 20 CF 3564. You were arrested for robbery by sudden snatching. I don't see the weapon. I know it's a warrant, but did you read what the weapon was? Ms. Haling? Sure. Oh, it says without firearm or weapon. But the face sheet says with. Okay, the warrant's correct, because there's no weapon. Mr. Ponder, your bond on count 1 is $2,500. Your bond on count 2 is $150. You are not to have any... Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me your name, please.
My name is Arthur Glover.
Good morning, Mr. Glover. What would you like to tell the court?
I would like to tell the court that I do not wish to pursue the case.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I would like to drop it.
Okay. So let me just talk to Mr. Ponder for a second because he can't see you. Mr. Ponder, Mr. Glover is here in court this morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Glover, are you afraid of Mr. Ponder?
No.
Do you want to have contact with him?
No.
Okay. All right. So, thank you, sir. Is there anything else?
No.
All right. So the state attorney's office will contact you as the victim in this case to get your input regarding the filing of the charges. And you can relay that information to the state attorney as well that you don't wish to proceed.
Just let the state attorney know that I don't want to proceed.
Exactly. So they're the ones that are responsible for charging the case. And so they will reach out to you and just let them know that then.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you. All right. So Mr. Ponder, again, you're not to have any contact with Mr. Glover.
Yes,
You're not
ma'am.
to return to the scene. You're not to possess any weapons or any firearms, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I said bond already, right? 2,500 and 150? Okay. And then I'm not going to revoke your out on bond cases at this time, sir. Thank you.
So I can get out?
You need to post your bond.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name, sir?
Manuel Rosado.
Mr. Rosado, this is 20 CF 3698. You were arrested for possession of cocaine. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond, sir, is $500, and I'm not going to revoke your out on bond case. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Shaw, this is 19 CF 107480. You were arrested for failing to appear at pretrial conference. Your bond, sir, is set at none. You'll have to have the your lawyer file a bond motion in Division 16.
Okay, I don't have a lawyer, ma'am.
You have the public defender.
Touch with him.
Pardon me?
How do I get in touch with him?
Ms. Haling, how are the defendants being given your contact information?
Our sheets are still in the court with that phone number.
Okay. So, Dexter, are you there? Are you guys handing them the PD form?
The PD forms, no, ma'am. Only the form that Ms. Haling gave us on Monday.
Yes, the form that has the contact information for the public defender's office?
This one does not have contact information.
What form did you give Dexter on to provide them?
I gave them the information sheet, just basically what I tell them in the back for speech so that they know what they're coming to court for.
That doesn't have your contact information on
No,
it.
that doesn't.
I'm not sure
These
why I'm
three are left in courtroom too. I guess I should have communicated better so that we can make sure that they get.
All right, we need to get forms to courtroom 2 then to hand the defendants because they don't, I'm telling them to contact their lawyer and they don't know how. Are those the forms?
Yes, Judge.
Officer Taylor, would you take them over there for us?
How long is that?
Oh,
But there's some over there. There's some
there are over
They
there?
should be on there.
Dexter, can you look in the courtroom? Do you see the contact sheets? They're telling me they should be over there. And then when we break, Ms. Haleen, when we break, will you just go over there and make sure there's a good stack?
Yes.
Okay.
We found
You found some?
Yes.
Great. Okay. There you go, sir. That has the contact information for your lawyer's office. Call that number and they'll be able to file the motion for you.
Oh, I mean, am I gonna be able to make bail or ROR here?
No, sir. At this time, you don't have a bond. The judge who issued the warrant for your arrest has to set the bond.
Okay, I was just wondering, cause I'm trying to get out, cause I got a job and I don't have no
know.
family.
I understand, sir, but call your lawyer. They'll have to file a motion.
You could advise him that his attorney will know that he's in here. I send an email to the.
Okay. So the lawyer in the courtroom is telling me that the lawyer that's assigned to your case will know you're here because the lawyers in the courtroom send an email to them advising them that you're here.
Okay,
Okay?
all right.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Sinclair?
Yes.
Mr. Sinclair, you were here in 20 CF 3700. You were arrested for carrying a concealed firearm. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender. You're not to have any contact with the complainant in this case, and you're not to return to the scene. You're also not to possess any weapons or firearms, and I am going to place you on pretrial release at this time, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. Tell me your name.
Nectar Torres Rodriguez.
Mr. Torres Rodriguez, this is 20 CF 3697. You were arrested for possession of cocaine. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or controlled substances, sir. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. You must contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release, and you must attend all court dates.
I'm gonna have a court date.
I don't know when that's going to be. That's why you need to maintain contact with your lawyer so that you know when it is.
I could have, but can I have a private attorney?
You have to hire one.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Tell me your name.
Kelvin Vonador.
Sir, you're here in 20 CF 3672. You were arrested for robbery, resisting a merchant, and battery. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to return to the 7-Eleven or have any contact with the victim or witnesses in this case. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. Bond on count 1 is $2,500. Bond on count 2 and 3 is $100. And sir, you have reporting requirements when you're released from the jail.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I'm gonna call the tech people. Good morning, sir. Are you Mr. Reether?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you were arrested in 20 MO 503 for urinating in public.
Yes, Your Honor.
There's probable cause, sir. Is there any reason why Mr. Reether cannot resolve his case?
No, yeah.
All right, Mr. Reether, did you want to enter a plea? Mr. Reether,
Yeah,
do you
I
want to resolve your case?
Yes.
You do?
I want plead. I can plead.
You understand English?
Yeah, I understand a little bit, but something I understand. Creole.
Creole?
Yes,
I think we need a Creole interpreter, Your Honor.
Ah, I see. Okay. Mr. Reether, we're gonna call your case this afternoon, okay? All right. Good morning. Tell me your name.
Cody Richard Ide.
Mr. Ide, you're here in 20 MM 2177. You were arrested for trespass on property after warning.
Yes, ma'am.
There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Is there any reason that Mr. Ide couldn't resolve his case?
No.
All right. Mr. Ide, do you want to enter a plea? Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in jail. You have credit for 2 days time served. You are going to have to pay court costs, which are due by March 19th of 2021, and you may not return to the scene of the trespass. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You've been trespassed from there, so every time you go back, they're going to have you arrested.
All right.
Okay? Thank you. Good morning.
Morning.
Are you Mr. Barwick?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you have an out-of-county warrant from Polk County. It's like you have two from Polk County. You've got a 4-count case where the bond total is $4,000. And then you have the second case is a 2-count warrant related to burglary of a conveyance and petty theft or illegal use of credit cards. Bond on that, on count 1 is $1,000. Bond on count 2 is $250. If you are unable to post those bonds, sir, Polk County will come and pick you up and you'll see a judge when you get there.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me your name.
Sylvia Bolar.
Ms. Bolar, you have an out-of-county warrant from Polk County for failing to appear on a driving while license suspended case. Your bond, ma'am, is set at none on that matter. And then you have another case out of Polk County. It's another failure to appear on a driving while license suspended. Your bond in that case is $500. Polk County is going to come and pick you up and you'll see a judge when you get to first appearance.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Do you know when that will be?
Yes, is Polk County 72 hours? Yeah. 24. So they have 24 hours to come pick you up.
Okay, I've been here for 24 hours. I was brought in
Are they-
at 7 a.m.
Are they coming to get her? But Polk says 24. So, but it's 24 from right now? Okay. So it's 24 hours from your appearance here today. If they don't come get you, you'll come back and see me and we'll see what's going on.
Okay, okay.
No, I'm gonna forget you're here.
Yeah, I feel like they did, but thank you.
Okay? All right, ma'am. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me your name.
Junior Williams.
Mr. Williams, sir, you are here for an out-of-county warrant from Hillsborough County related to disobeying a police officer and reckless driving. Your bond is set at none, sir. Polk County is going to come pick you up and you'll see, did I say? I meant to say Hillsborough County. I'm sorry, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Hillsborough County is going to come and pick you up and you'll see a judge when you get there.
Okay, are they coming to get me today?
Well, it's actually Hillsborough County 72 hours. So from your initial appearance today, Hillsborough County has 3 business days to come pick you up. So I don't think they'll be here till next week. Because today's Thursday, right? And then the weekend doesn't count.
Okay.
All right? Thank you. Mr. Rivera?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Rivera, you are here on a child support writ. Do I have those, do you have those orders for me? Okay. I am going to need Mr. Rivera. Sir, I'm signing an order now that will release you. How am I gonna get this to Mr. Rivera? Huh? I need to give Mr. Rivera a copy of this order. They'll give it to him when he leaves, because how will he get it though? Like from the clerk? From you, okay. So then we don't need, this is the first time that we're doing the process in here, so I'm just trying to make sure we get everyone what they need. Because right now I have 2 copies of the order, intending to give one to Mr. Rivera, but you're saying that he'll get one in his paperwork when he's released. Because I'm gonna give you the original, and then Jill's gonna get a certified copy from you all to provide to Department of Revenue and to the hearing officer. And then I just wanna make sure that Mr. Rivera is gonna get a copy of the order. Got it. Okay, so Mr. Rivera, you're going to be released, and you're gonna receive an order when you are released from the jail. And you are going to be back in court downtown, and you'll get a copy of this, but it's June 1st at 8 a.m. to see a judge on this matter, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, sir.
He does have a volusia order.
Oh, Mr. Rivera, I was also, is what?
$750.
You have a Volusia County hold.
I can go ahead and pay the purge for the $750. That's not a problem.
Okay. Will they come get him, or he can pay the purge?
He can pay the purge.
Okay, they're telling me you can pay the purge.
Okay, thank
the
you so much.
$750.
Thank you.
All right, sir. Okay, so then I'm gonna rip this one up. So now we know we don't need 2 orders in the court, we just need the 1. That works out well. All right. Mr. Hernandez?
Mr. Hernandez, Your Honor?
Yeah, Jonathan Hernandez. It was a reset. It's an out-of-county warrant.
He refused to attend, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna find a waiver of his appearance. His bond is set at none. Oh, oops, it's 5,000 on count. No, the warrant says I don't have a copy of the actual warrant. I have the face sheet where it says none. Do y'all know what is it none or 5,000? Is it? Is you have 2 counts? All right, well, you don't have 2 counts? Just a 1 count for 5,000? The entire thing? So do you just want to put 2,500 on each count then?
You just put it like it's 5,000 for the 2 counts.
Oh, I see, okay,
Yeah.
all right then, just as long as it's, okay. All right, and then what about Dawn Robinson?
She's behavior, Your Honor.
All right. I'm gonna find a waiver of her appearance based upon her inability to come to court. That's 20 CF 3618. She was arrested for battery on a law enforcement officer and sanitary nuisance. Thank you. There's probable cause. Her bond on count 1 is $1,500. Bond on count 2 is $100. And then she has 20 MM 128, trespass on property after warning and resisting officer without violence. There's probable cause. She's not to return to the Circle K. And her bond on count 1 is going to be $100. Bond on count 2 is $100. 100 on both. Yep. Okay. Let's see. So Ms. Haley, I guess, and also Mr. Northridge, I'll let you know now, and they'll be sending out an email, but the Division A bond motions are no longer going to be heard here at the jail. They're going to be heard as part of the docket that's downtown. All bond motions are going to be downtown during this time. And so all bond motions, and they're limited to three bond hearings per division per day. So I think Jill and Denise are going to acknowledge the receipt of the bond motion, but I don't know. I think maybe they're still working that out, but because there's so many divisions, each division gets 3 per day. And the position of the state must be contained in the motion, and you're going to want to put as many facts as possible into the motion, because I don't know if they're always going to be set for hearing. Depending on the state's position, it could be granted in chambers. Okay, so just make sure all that's in the motion. Okay. All right, here we go. Good morning.
Oh, ma'am.
Are you Mr. Jackson? Tell me your name. Sorry, Dexter. Are you Mr. Jackson?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is 20 MM 1595. This is defense motion for ROR. What's the state's position on the motion?
The state does oppose. This is a violent crime. We've had a little bit of difficulty getting in touch with the victim to appear. We have had one conversation with the victim where he says he does want to go forward with the charges, but he wouldn't need to be afforded an opportunity to speak before Your Honor. At this point, the state does oppose.
Does not oppose?
Does oppose, Your Honor.
Does, okay, I'm sorry. Megan, can I see your face sheet? Sometimes there's, oh wait, never mind, it's scanned in here. I got it. Thank you. All right, well, based upon the information that I have and the information that's contained on his face sheet, Mr. Jackson, I'm denying your motion at this time. Thank you, sir.
Who do you have next, Your Honor?
Thank you. I have William Rivera. Good morning, Mr. Rivera.
Good morning, man.
This is case number 20CO201. It's my understanding you're entering a plea this morning,
Yes, ma'am.
and you're not on probation.
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir. I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to how many days? Sentence you to 11 days in jail. You have credit for 11 days time served. You'll have to pay court costs. Those are due by March 19th of 2021, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I have Mr. Hodge. Good morning, sir.
How you doing, ma'am?
Good. This is 20MM 115, defense motion for ROR. What's the state's position?
Judge, the state is opposing, though mildly opposing. Basically, when arrested in this case, he was out on bond, I believe, at that time, and that's one of our reasons for opposing. But like I said, it's not a very strenuous opposition.
All right, thank you. All right, it looks like the out on bond form was for possession of methamphetamine.
The state filed a no information notice in that case.
Okay.
On the 19th, is that today?
That is today. Yes, thank you. Okay, let me just look at the complaint. All right, Mr. Hodge, I'm going to grant your motion. You need to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release, and you must appear at all court dates. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Mr. Smith?
Mr. Smith was released, time served, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Marquez? Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor.
This is 20MM 1865 defense motion for ROR. What's the state's position?
There's slight opposition, I would say, Your Honor. What I'd point to is there's really no community ties for Mr. Marquez that we can identify. He's had a recent FTA as well, but like I said, once again, we're not sure about contact with these folks.
Mr. Marquez, you understand you have to come back to court if I'm to release you today.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, how are you going to do that?
I will go to court downtown on the Lynx bus.
Okay. And you can't go back to Zaxby's, do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I'm gonna grant your motion at this time. You need to contact your lawyer, the public defender's office, within 24 hours of your release from the jail, and you must attend all court dates. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and then Mr. Stone?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. And this is 20 MM 1988, defense motion for ROR. What's the state's position?
I believe that once again, this defendant was out on bond at the time. So again, it's going to be in opposition, Your Honor. That's really the only factor that I can point to.
Okay.
Whether there's any new law violations or anything else of particular concern. There's one concern here that's listed by the person that worked this up. It says, I think it says treatment of child, some kind of a case that involved child fondling maybe in his background, and that's the best I can get from this note here, Judge. But that's what I'm seeing. That would be one of the concerns of the state.
All right, so the out on bond is for possession of a controlled substance and drug paraphernalia. It was set for hearing on 3/10. On that case, what happened? All right, no action was taken at the time. All right. So. All right, Mr. Stone, you cannot, I'm going to grant your motion. You're not to return to the Walmart. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You must contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail, and you have to attend all court dates.
I got that, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. And then, Mr. Northbridge, were you ready on the 33-day motions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Uh, 20 CF 2074, 10 Kameen Beecham. Well, I'm going to deny that motion. Mr. 10 Kameen's bond was revoked. It's only been 17 days since his revocation. Uh, 20 CF 2042 Willis Jenkins Sr.
Should I have a notice of non-filing in that case?
Thank you, that'll be granted.
Sorry.
That's okay. 20 CF 2085 Richard West.
State has a notice of non-filing in that case?
And that'll be granted. Nineteen CF 17538 Aramis Bermudez.
State has a notice of non-filing in that case?
That'll be granted. Twenty CF 1513 Jason Lott Jr.
I'm showing that it was filed on 3/18/2020, yesterday, I believe.
And that'll be denied.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Are we ready with the second part of the docket? Everyone's good? You're good?
I'm good.
All right. Dexter, are you guys good with the second part, or do you all need a break? Oh. I didn't see you right there. Okay. No problem.
Jim wants you to bring this back to the office for her to certify it.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
to get a copy.
So for the weekend though, because I'm gonna put a note up here at the bench. I need to clean this bench. On the weekend, they'll have that, or when another judge is covering. You'll hand them the judge the order. You just need to have one order. The judge will sign it, hand it back to you, to do whatever, and then the judge will take it back to chambers, right? And then like on the weekends, they can just leave it on Jill's desk.
Okay.
Will the defendant still get a copy?
If we need the defendant a copy, we can get a copy to the inmate record.
Okay, you guys will do that. Okay,
Yeah, and then
okay,
I put
okay.
the original, like, judge to certify that she or a bank.
Okay, but like in terms of like on the weekend though, the Jill part doesn't have to get done until Monday. Like everything will still function, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay, that's what I just want to make sure. Okay. Yes. Yeah, thank you. Sorry about that. Good morning, ma'am.
Hi.
Tell me your name. Ms. Dunson, you have a couple cases this morning. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you on both. On 16 CF 14498, that was a material witness warrant. I went through the file. That case has already proceeded to trial, and the defendant has been sentenced and is on appeal. So I'm just going to release Ms. Denson as to that case at this time. And then, ma'am, you have 19 CF 14894. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant for fraudulent use of personal identification information and false statements to obtain Medicaid services. Your bond on count 1 is $5,000. Your bond on count 2 will be $150. And then you have 20 CT 2165. You were arrested for driving while license suspended. There's probable cause. Your bond is going to be $500. Thank you, ma'am.
So that can come order.
Yeah.
Okay.
Miss Filibovich is
Yes.
mental health,
Okay.
and Carrie Letsom bonded.
All right. I'm going to reset Miss Filibovich.
What's she on here?
Mental health. And then Miss Letsom bonded, or Mr. Letsom bonded. And then are you Mr. Naismith?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
All right, sir. You are here in case number 18 CF 9374. You failed to appear for pretrial conference back on January 30th. Your bond is set at none, sir. You'll need to have your lawyer file a bond motion in Division 22.
Okay, why I didn't appear to court? Because I was in prison, 18 months.
Okay, were you transferred from prison to here?
And I've been locked up 18 months. That's why I couldn't come to court.
Where were you locked up?
Prison in Georgia.
I know where. In Georgia?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that would make sense on your face sheet. Was it for A drug charge?
Oh, ma'am, it was a violation, not reporting.
I see. All right, that matches this too. So can you tell that, was he brought here from Georgia? Yeah? All right. Mr. Naismith, I'm going to give you a bond on these cases. You need to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from this jail, and you must appear at all court dates.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
All right. Are you going to be staying here in Florida, or are you going to Georgia?
I had extended stay where my job is posted at.
Here in Florida?
Yes, ma'am, for a week or two.
Okay. All right, bond on count 1 is $2,500. Bond on count 2 is $150. Sir, make sure you contact your lawyer and you appear at your court date, okay?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name?
Ivana Smolyakova.
Miss, you are here in case number 20 CF 3712. You were arrested for possession of methamphetamine. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. I am going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. You need to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail. You must appear at all court dates. You're not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. Thank you.
Thank you.
They skipped Peñalosa, I think.
Mr. Pena is medical, Your Honor.
Okay. Here we go. Miss Haley, do you want, I'm going to appoint your office on Mr. Pena. Do you want me to waive his appearance?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's 20 CF 3706. He was arrested for fleeing and eluding with property damage, DUI, driving while license suspended. And then he also has 20 CT 2187, 20 CT 2188, 20 CT 2189. He was arrested for DUI with damage, driving while license suspended, and reckless driving. There's probable cause for all of the offenses. In 20 CF 3706, bond on count 1 will be $5,000. Bond on count 2 will be $150. Bond on count 3, $150. And then in the CT matters, bond on count 1 will be $100. Bond on count 2, $100. Bond on count 3, $100. He's not to drive without a valid driver's license. He's not to possess or consume any alcohol or controlled substances, and I'm going to have him tested randomly through pretrial release. Mr. Taylor?
Ma'am.
Mr. Taylor, you are here in 20 CF 3710. You were arrested for possession of cannabis greater than 20 grams. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Your bond is $1,000, sir. Thank you. Did Tillis bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Trevino? Or Miss Trevino?
She's mental health, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Haling, I'll appoint your office to represent her. Do you want to waive her appearance?
Yes.
All right, that's 20 CF 3703. She was arrested for burglary to an unoccupied structure. There is probable cause. She's not to return to the scene. Her bond is $500. $500. Hey, Mr. White?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
And this is 19 CF 14486. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant for grand theft of a motor vehicle. I will appoint the public defender to represent you in both of your cases. Your bond in that matter is going to be $1,000, and you also have 20 CF 3704. You were arrested for possession of methamphetamine. Your bond is going to be, bless you, $500, sir. Thank you. You confused, Mr. White?
By saying 500.
So you have two cases. You've got the grand theft of the car, and your bond's 1,000, and then you have the possession of methamphetamine, and your bond is 500. So your total bond is $1,500.
Okay, 1,500 to get out.
Do you want to write that down?
No, I got it. I think I got it.
You're
down
good?
pat. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Thank you,
All
sir.
right, thank you.
All right, and I believe that's everything. All right, and then court will be in recess.
Thank you, sir.
I won't.
three just have the morning? Are they done for the day?
Yeah.
Okay. And
They
then do you
finish.
know what time they'll start back up?
At
Are you-
1.
1? Oh.
We're gonna start back at 1. She asked me 1:30, I said 1:00. That'd be great, we'll get off on time. If that's okay with you, B.
That's just fine with me, ma'am.
I said, fine with me, Pepper.
That's just fine with me. Won't get no quarrels out of me, that's for sure. I'm easy. Well, it was giving them, you know, that paperwork, but she missed money gave today. What's all that stuff?
That's stuff that, I ain't giving them that. That's stuff that what she read out to the, what the PDs tell them when they go in there and make their speech. Them people ain't gonna read all that.
She sure might not give it to me.
I said, I ain't giving them that, I give them that piece of paper. I give them that piece of paper over there that got the PD number on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? When they, I don't give them that.
Yeah.
The number, but I'm like, that ain't our job. Just like he said he ain't giving the phone, I ain't giving that. I hope Bacon don't go and get lost. Bacon go get lost.
Yeah, he sure get in the wind, don't he? He gets in the wind. He get in the wind. That's one ain't coming, Lindsay.
Yeah, that's the one in the quarantine.
Yeah.
And all those females stink, man. I mean, not stink, but,
yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
is at FTC. But, they gonna bring at 12 o'clock, something, she said something, Dawn.
What, the name is on?
Yeah.
Crazy.
You know, Don be on it.
She don't have no,
He's 56 years old.
Who?
The guy who couldn't hold his water. That's a shame. You arrested him. I know she's gonna give him time serve of ROR, PTR.
It's a mean, cruel world out there.
And then when the officers talked to him, he talked to them in English. I don't even believe he needed an interpreter. But if Captain Dunn and Captain, let me stop.
like Sharon had. Sharon seen that's coming up. Captain David.
I said, I gave them them names not to be publicly talked about.
We all under arrest, Sharon. Sharon like, oh. I got no good. Funny boy. Sharon is great.
Oh yeah, this is the life. No clerk to be complaining about me being on the computer. So wonderful.
Thanks to the man, because he said, I got him that he was standing there on the sidewalk with his thing out and people calling, hey, you got a guy exposing himself.
Yeah. But they turned him loose in Tampa, Maine, all them. Color fires. Yeah. I don't want to tell you that.
They literally could have gave him a citation.
They didn't even have to give him a citation. The man said,
Like a parking
he
ticket.
probably got your book over there.
No.
Oh.
It's right up on
Man,
Oh, look, I was
you
like-
think about your book, man. If you don't see that book right now, man. Yeah, man, take the book, man. You done seen the book, man. You done had the book for a month. You still working on the suit code? I'd have solved it in a day.
Oh, please do. Please give him, let me see you solve
I'm
this
saying,
one.
I'd solve it in a day.
He been mess up my book. Oh, no.
You gotta do
Hey,
is
you
throw
ain't
the
gonna
numbers.
play like that, huh?
All you gotta do is throw the numbers in the box, brother. True.
That's all you gotta do.
That's
See,
it.
you throw the numbers in the box.
That joke had this thing here. Woo.
I played like I was gonna mark one in there this morning. That man said, oh, he almost threw me down, Bacon.
No, I didn't.
I did like this. Let me do that salute kick. We ain't gonna start at 1:30. I mean 1 o'clock.
Crazy.
I look like we gonna get off on time today, cause I've been tired when I go home. We didn't get out here at 5 o'clock yesterday.
Yeah.
But the traffic wasn't bad. It was not bad, I guess, cause people working at home and school. Cause normally it's out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stopped and got some chicken wings.
Traffic was easy breezy.
I thought it was gonna be bad cause it was 5 o'clock, but it wasn't. They even said I-4 wasn't bad.
Nowhere was bad.
Cause we were locked down.
Oh,
There you go.
All right, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
All right, y'all can see and hear me?
Yes, ma'am, can you see
Loud and
us?
clear.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Judge Carter. If you are here for court to be a witness and provide testimony, could you please stand up and raise your right hand to be sworn in by the clerk?
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
All right, you may be seated. Thank you. We're missing someone, right?
Public defender.
The interpreter, Your Honor?
Do we know where she is? No? Have you seen her at all?
I was told today, I thought here at 1:30, maybe she thought the same.
Oh, did we not
She may not have been in here.
set it?
Yeah, and I probably didn't hear it, Judge. I have very poor hearing, so I apologize.
That's okay.
I just got up here myself.
Do you know their extension?
Judge, while we're waiting, would you mind if I spoke with a victim or two real quick?
Not at all. Take your time. Huh?
I emailed.
You did. Thank you. We may not have communicated that. I forgot that it was switched.
Benson. Chrissy Benson. You want me to scan it? I can't hold it.
Stop laughing, Dexter.
Officer Taylor told you to stop laughing.
I'm like, where did that come from?
That was not me laughing, that was Miss Maxwell.
Oh, it's Miss Maxwell.
I apologize.
She apologized.
We were just saying that football season was going on right now, and it got canceled.
There's no football season. There's no basketball season. And there's no crying in basketball.
No. I know today would be the first day of the tournament.
Wow. No March Madness.
There's no more magic.
And no more magic. Kevin Durant. Drake done quarantined himself because he said him and them, they went to a party together. I think, yeah.
Pardon me? What about it? I did.
Ms. Erden,
Yeah.
you sent her an email or you want me to email it? No, but you never know, so you might want to leave.
You're right, Denise.
Oh. Ms. Taylor. No, that was Ms. Taylor.
Don't talk about me either.
I don't think it was communicated to you
It
guys.
wasn't.
Okay.
She said
Yeah.
1:30.
Yeah, sorry about that. Thanks for coming. I have forgotten that you all were switching and we had talked about it and then, I'm sorry. Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started then. I'm gonna start with the Spanish cases. Sir, can you hear me?
Señor, ¿me puede escuchar?
Ah, sí.
Yes.
Good, okay, so we can all hear each other. Tell me your name, please.
Diga su nombre, por favor.
Perdón.
Diga su nombre, por favor.
Jesús Antonio Alejandro Aponte.
Jesús Antonio Alejandro Aponte.
Mr. Aponte, this is case number 20 CF 3701. You were arrested for possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia, and attempted destruction of evidence.
Señora Aponte, este es el caso 20 CF 3701. A usted le detuvieron por tenencia de cocaína, tenencia de adminículos de droga y tentativa de destruir pruebas.
No. A mí,
No.
él me paró así por...
No, Mr. Aponte, please stop talking. Listen, I'm not saying that you did any of these things. I'm just telling you why you're here.
Señora Aponte, deténgase y no hable más nada. No le estoy diciendo que usted hizo todas estas cosas. Le estoy diciendo que es por eso que se encuentra aquí en el día de hoy. Okay.
All right, sir. At this time, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance.
Bien, señor, en este momento le pondré en libertad bajo palabra.
You have to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail.
Tiene que contactar a su abogado en 24 horas luego de que sea puesto en libertad de la cárcel.
Sí.
And you must attend all court dates.
Y tiene que presentarse ante el tribunal cada vez que le toque.
¿De una?
Every time?
Every time.
Sí, señor, todas las veces.
Ok. Ok, gracias.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir. Good afternoon, your name?
Buenas tardes, señor. Diga su nombre.
Arcadio Miranda.
Arcadio Miranda.
Mr. Miranda, this is 20 CF 3699. You were arrested for possession of fentanyl, tampering with physical evidence, and possession of drug paraphernalia.
Señor Miranda, este es el caso 20CF3699. A usted le detuvieron por tenencia de fentanil, por manipular prueba física y por tenencia de adminículos de droga.
There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you.
Existe indicio de criminalidad para sustentar las acusaciones. Designaré al defensor público para que les represente.
I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time.
En este momento dado, usted será puesto en libertad bajo palabra.
You are not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription.
A usted se le prohíbe el uso o consumo de ninguna sustancia regulada si no tiene receta para ello.
You must contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail.
En 24 horas de que sea puesto en libertad de la cárcel, tienen que contactar a su abogado.
And you must appear at all court dates.
Y tiene que presentarse a todas sus fechas de comparecencia.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Ok.
All right, thank you, sir.
Gracias, señor.
Thank you.
Did Hernandez Cinto bond?
Yes.
Thank you. And that is the last Spanish case. Thank you, Madam Interpreter.
You're very welcome, Your Honor. Have a good afternoon.
You too, thanks. Ma'am, good afternoon. Your name?
Shara Castro.
Ms. Castro, you're here in 20 CF 3707. You were arrested for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, domestic violence. There's probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to have any contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence. You are not to possess any weapons or any firearms. Your bond is going to be $3,500.
Your Honor, will the court consider PCR an interview?
Yes. She can have bond or PTR. Ms. Castro, did you read the no contact order, ma'am?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about anything contained in the order?
No.
All right, ma'am, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Your name?
Isabella.
Pardon me?
Oh, Isabella Prado Rivera.
Isabella. Did I do it on accident, maybe? I have Javon Joseph, Dana Patterson. Okay. Devonta Stokes. Huh. I feel like I remember the name, like I remember reading it. Isabella, I have it.
I have it.
Prado Rivera, is that
Yeah.
right? Okay, yep, I have it right here. Ma'am, this is case number 20MM2181. You were arrested for battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Sir?
I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt.
That's
I
okay.
just want to let you know that the victim is here, Joshua Garabon. He was interested in letting Your Honor know that he is okay with contact.
Okay, so Mr. Garabon, you need to come forward, please. Thank you. Thank you. Tell me your name, please.
Joshua Garabon?
Okay, Mr. Garabon, do you want to have contact with Miss Prado Rivera?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you afraid of her?
No, Your Honor.
Do you live together?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you want to continue living together?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you have any children together?
No. Okay.
All right. All right, Miss Rivera, I'm going to order that you're not to have any hostile contact with Mr. Gabon. Do you understand what that means?
Yeah.
You do? Tell me.
No, like aggressive contact with one
Exactly.
another?
Yes, that's exactly what it means. You also cannot possess any weapons or any firearms. You're also not to possess or consume any alcohol or controlled substances without a valid prescription. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Can we place her on pretrial release? I do. Yeah, thank you. All right, ma'am, I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have any other questions, sir?
Sorry, Your Honor, I just don't know how this works. How do I elevate or bond him?
You won't need to bond her out. She's going to be placed on our pretrial release program.
What is
So
that?
she'll have to check in with a pretrial release officer every month. Yes? Monthly. She'll have to check in monthly until the case is resolved. But you won't have to pay any money to get her out.
Okay, so she's coming out?
Today.
Thank you. Your Honor.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, thank you for letting me know. All right. Sir, good afternoon. Your name?
Dana Patterson.
Mr. Patterson, sir, you are here in case number 20 CF 3691. You were arrested for aggravated assault with a firearm and aggravated assault domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Is Ms. Patterson present?
She is, Ms. Tiffany Patterson is present. I spoke to her briefly.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Do you want to have contact with Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Are you afraid of him?
No.
You have a 5-year-old child together?
5 and newborn that was born in November.
Okay. Do you have any concerns about their safety if I were to allow contact between the two of you?
No.
All right. Did the police take?
Non-hostile contact.
Yes, ma'am, of course. Did the police take the firearm?
They did.
Are there any other firearms in the home?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Mr. Patterson, I'm going to order that you are not to have any hostile contact with your wife. Do you understand what that means?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You're also not to possess any weapons or firearms. If you have any other firearms at the home that were not taken yesterday, you must surrender those to the sheriff's department within 6 hours of your release from the jail. If you have any additional firearms, you'll need to call them to let them know about the order, and they'll instruct you on how to surrender those guns. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Ma'am, did you have any questions?
So what is pretrial release again? He comes.
He's going to have to report in once a month to the pretrial release officer. You won't have to post a monetary bond to get him out of the jail. He'll be released later today. Okay? Thank you. Good afternoon. Your name?
Good afternoon. My name is Jovan Joseph.
Mr. Joseph, sir, you are here in case number 20 CF 3702. You were arrested for aggravated assault domestic violence and battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to have any contact with the victim in this matter. You're to maintain a separate residence. You're not to possess any weapons or any firearms. And I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time. Mr. Joseph, did you read the no contact order?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions at all about anything that's contained in the order?
Not at the moment.
Do you need to go to the house to get your things?
Yes.
Okay, so you can go one time with the police. Make sure you call them before you go over there, okay?
Yes, definitely.
All right, thank you, sir.
Oh, that's it?
Good afternoon, your name?
Devontae Stokes.
Mr. Stokes, this is 20 CF 3103. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant for aggravated stalking after an injunction. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. You're also out on bond in 19 CF 17142 and 19 CF 17012, which is a battery and a battery by strangulation with the same victim. I'm revoking the bonds in both of those cases. Those will be set at none. And I'm staying the bond at none in 20 CF 3103, as there are no conditions of release which can reasonably assure the safety of the victim or community and the integrity of the judicial process, sir. You have to have your lawyer file a bond motion in those divisions.
Well, Your Honor, I haven't even been around to Vietnam like at all. Like
Sir, I
haven't.
don't want you to talk to me about the facts of your case. You'll have to talk to your lawyer about that, and they'll be able to file the appropriate motions for you. Thank you. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Tell me your name, please.
My name is Kevin Buchanan.
Mr. Buchanan, sir, you are here in case number 20MM135. You were arrested for battery. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to have any contact with the victim in this matter. You are to maintain a separate residence. You are not to possess any weapons or any firearms. And I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about that no contact order?
I mean, we do have a son together, and I'm here on vacation right now. Is there anything you can say in that matter?
Well, she's not here today for me to get any information from her. How old's your child?
He's almost 2 years old, ma'am.
Okay.
He was not involved in this whatsoever.
I understand. Is there a third party, like a family member, who could facilitate contact for the child's sake?
Yes, considering the fact we're on vacation, I have a little bit of family down here. But maybe my great aunt or my mother, one of the two.
Okay, so I'll modify the order to say that you can have contact regarding your child only through your great aunt or your mother.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
All right. Did you read that order, though, that's there in front of you?
The one I was just given?
Yes.
Oh, the no contact order?
Did you see it before court?
To my understanding, ma'am, to be in contact with the victim at all, I have to have the police present, correct?
That is not correct. No, sir. Did you read that order?
Yeah, I did read the order, but an officer went over it, but...
Okay, so you're going to be given a copy of it. You need to make sure that you understand that you may not be within 500 feet of her. Even if an officer's present, you can't have contact with her.
But I do have the one time to go get my items.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You may do that with the police. That's correct. But after that, you can't have any contact, whether it's through texting or email or anything like that. If it's regarding your son, you have to use that third party.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any other questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you for helping
You're
me
welcome,
understand
sir.
further.
Sure. No problem. Thank you.
And so it's a pretrial release, as in I'll be released?
So you're going to phone in once a month until the case is over, because you live in Ohio, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you're going to phone in, they're going to explain it to you, and you're going to phone in once a month, and they're going to make sure that you're not in trouble.
Oh, okay. Maybe I did have a few more questions. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I didn't
That's
understand.
okay.
I didn't understand a few things. So am I being released today?
You are, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay.
Sign where do I sign? Thank you. Here's your pen back. It's on my paperwork. Thank you, Your Honor. You have a
You're welcome, sir.
You have a pleasant evening, okay?
Good afternoon. Your name?
Good afternoon, Aubrey Cheslock.
Mr. Cheslock, this is 20MM2183. You were arrested for battery domestic violence. There's probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anyone here on the Cheslock matter? No? All right, Mr. Cheslock, I'm going to order that you are not to have any contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence. You are not to possess any weapons or any firearms. I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time. Did you read the no contact order before court?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay, do you have any questions about anything contained in the order?
No, I don't.
All right, sir, thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Your Honor.
Tell me your name, please.
Wallace Haley.
Mr. Haley, you're here in 20 MM 2179. You were arrested for battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there anyone here on the Haley matter? No? Okay. Sir, you are not to have any contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence. You are not to possess any weapons or any firearms.
Okay.
Mr. Haley,
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
going to place you on pretrial release at this time.
Okay.
Did you read the no contact order before court?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about anything in the order?
No, ma'am.
Do you live together?
Yes, we did.
All right, so to go get your things, you're going to need to go back one time with the police. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Tell me your name.
Perkins.
Okay, I'll take care of that one in just a second. Mr. Perkins, sir, you are here in 20 MM 2180. You were arrested for battery, dating violence. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to have any contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence. You're not to possess any weapons or any firearms. I'm not going to revoke your bond on your out on bond case, sir.
Thank you.
Can he qualify for pretrial release on this battery? Yeah. I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time, sir.
Okay.
Did you read that no contact order before court?
Yes, ma'am. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Do you have any questions?
Yes, ma'am. Well, I had no contact with the defendant. They just came to my house and attacked me, but I had no contact with them previously before this.
Okay, so I'm not commenting on what the police report says. I'm just telling you why you're here. But now you may not have contact with the victim. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Anything else, sir?
No, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Your name?
Roger Wilson.
Mr. Wilson, sir, you are here in case number 20 MM 271. You were arrested for battery domestic violence. There's probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. Tell me your name, please. Tell me again. Ms. McFarland. Do you want to have contact with Mr. Wilson? Pardon me? Do you have children together? No? Okay. Is there a reason why you would need to be able to text one another?
We need to figure out with the divorce, with moving forward with the divorce. I left him home too as well, so he could stay at the house. So I didn't move my things out the home.
I see. Okay. All right, Mr. Wilson, I'm going to order that you're not to have any contact with your wife, with the exception of you may contact her via text regarding your divorce. You are to maintain a separate residence. You're not to possess any weapons or any firearms. I'm going to place you on pretrial release, sir, at this time.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Wilson, do you have any questions about the no contact order?
No, ma'am, it's fine. I won't contact her.
Okay. Did you read the order, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, thank you. Ma'am, did you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and then there's 20 2185, which is Miss Lindsay. She was arrested for battery, domestic violence. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender. She's not to have any contact with the victim. She's to maintain a separate residence. She may have a one-time return. She's not to possess any weapons or firearms. I'm releasing her on her own recognizance. And we just have the Creole, right?
Haitian Creole. I'm gonna put you the phone.
Where? Does it work? Did it work yesterday? Like on this?
We use this screen. We still
Oh,
use
you
it.
did this one.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
we
just did the
talked.
talk. And then sometimes.
Are you there?
Yes. Come here.
All right. Can courtroom 2 hear the interpreter?
Yes.
Hold on. I'm just gonna make a note for the weekend. Language
Really
on
close to the mic.
is restaurant hit talk. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on one second. Did that family have? I don't know who they were here for. Did you all have any questions? I don't know what case you were here for.
There were 2 cases that had on our second session.
Oh, okay. They didn't need anything?
I just gave them.
Oh, good. Oh, thank you, Dexter. Okay. Sir, good afternoon.
Bonsoir, monsieur interprète. Bonsoir.
Sir, I'm just going to need you to speak very closely to the microphone so that I can hear you. And that the interpreter can hear you.
Parler tout près du micro pour ça capable entendre nous bien.
Tell me your name.
Comment il est?
Balo militaire. Balo militaire.
All right. This is 20 MO 503. Sir, you were arrested for urinating in public.
Yes, Your Honor.
Donc ça c'est 20 MO 503. Monsieur a été arrêté parce qu'il occupé en public.
Oui. Yes.
I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you.
On peut aller engager un défenseur public ou défendant.
Oui. Mais I wasn't bad pipi sur moi. Bad pipi, m'dégeta pipi sur moi. Le m'kou la man la konde m'dégeta pipi sur moi.
I'm so sorry, the interpreter is not able to hear the defendant.
That's okay. Mr. Reether, you don't need to explain it to me. I just want to know, do you want to resolve your case today?
Yes, ma'am.
Monsieur Lino, pas besoin de répondre, pas besoin de explication, mais juste besoin de connaître ce qu'on voulait résoudre.
Yes, ma'am.
Aujourd'hui.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sir, are you on probation?
Monsieur est sous probation.
Yes, ma'am. whatever you give me, because I don't know. Because I was in P because I just pay myself.
No, Mr. Reader, I understand.
Yes,
I understand, okay? I'm not commenting on that.
Yes, ma'am.
But listen to my question. She's gonna ask you a question. Are you on probation?
Yes, ma'am.
Inspecteur, moi comprends, mais tant des questions. Est-ce que ou en probation, monsieur?
That's if I'm on probation. If I'm on probation. Yes, ma'am. If what you give me is fine.
No, I'm not putting you on probation. I'm asking if you are right now.
Oh no, ma'am.
Donc, c'est pas des ma plutôt en probation. On m'a demandé, est-ce que vous déjà en probation?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, sir, I'm gonna adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in jail. You have credit for 2 days time served.
Yes, ma'am.
Donc, pour ça, plaidoyer que vous coupable là, vous gagnez 2 jours de prison, mais après que vous dites, 2 jours qu'on déjà fait dans la prison.
Thank you.
You're gonna have to pay court costs, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Mais vous avez pour payer frais tribunal là, monsieur.
And those will be due by March 19th of 2021.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Donc, il y a montant ça va dû, que vous faites pour payer en fin de 19 mars 2021.
March 19, yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir.
Merci, monsieur.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Madam Interpreter.
My pleasure, Your Honor. Nothing else. Thank you for using our services. Have a great day.
You too, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and then court will be in recess.